Hey, what's up? It's Comic95, the Savior, and for this video, I kind of just want to encourage you on why you shouldn't leave Japan due to your current circumstances. So one of the most common things that I constantly see for reasons why people tend to leave Japan, it always comes down to either being bullied, peer pressure, relationship problems, or people just simply not liking their job and their school. And I totally understand. Those are all definitely very valid reasons for why you don't want to be here. But I always wonder, to myself, going back to your home country isn't going to resolve these issues. You'll still deal with bullying, you'll still deal with racism, you'll still deal with crappy jobs, crappy companies, and even a crappy, house environment. And I don't want to encourage people to stay somewhere that they're truly unhappy, but I feel like a lot of people would be happy here and would love their life here if they spent more time, effort, and money trying to change their circumstances. I am a living, walking example and proof of someone that has done just that. If you look back on my channel, you can see all of the crazy experiences that I've had, all of the bad things that have happened to me, all of the bad things that people have had to say about me, both Japanese, white, and even black people. And you want to know what? I'm still here. And to be honest, those people actually have done nothing but motivated me to stay here. Sure, your job may be crappy, but why do your employer the favor by leaving the country? That's exactly what they want you to do, because in their mind, they wasted their time and money sponsoring your visa, so they're going to try to encourage you to leave the country. They want to tell, their students, oh, your teacher didn't leave, because our company was bad. They just couldn't take being in Japan and they went back home. You're literally doing exactly what they want you to do. So by defying the odds and choosing to stay here, you're rubbing it in their face, and ultimately you're going to make yourself happy, because whatever is whatever has you down, has you feeling like, things aren't going to get better, it's going to change and it will get better. I've honestly felt suicidally depressed here. I've gone through really bad breakups. I've lost my dream job. I've recorded videos that you guys will probably never see because I was literally just sobbing for 2 hours and crying over my whole life here. I actually tried to buy drugs online to kill myself. I looked up ways to use helium, and I just did all type of crazy stuff back when I was 20 years old. So yeah, I did some really messed up stuff between the ages of 20 and 22. And with that said, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm so glad that I didn't give my abusive family members, my 3 older sisters, or anyone else that's ever harmed me, both in Japan and the US, the joy of knowing that, the bullying that I went through from them or in this country was enough to cause me to take my life, or to, push my dream aside and say I give up. So it's not a matter of you so much proving the world, but more so to yourself. You're going to have to learn. You're going to be tested in life. So whether your situation is because you're religious or you're gay or you're black or anything about you that's causing you to feel, bad about yourself, or causing you to have to deal with bullying, or causing you to have issues with your work, it doesn't matter, because anywhere you go in this world, you're going to deal with those issues. So this isn't to belittle your situation. I'm the last person to try to do that. But at the same time, rather to tell you, don't lose sight of how desperate you were to come to Japan. Don't let your job become Japan. Your employer may be crappy, but Japan isn't crappy. Your school may be crappy, but Japan isn't. Your relationship might be garbage, but there's other people that are Japanese, or even other foreigners that aren't. Keep in mind that being in Japan doesn't mean you have to marry and or date a Japanese person. I know tons of people here that are married to other foreigners, so you don't necessarily have to be here for the purpose of dating somebody that's Japanese. You don't have to work for, an English teaching company. You can work for a Japanese company. Don't limit yourself. If you don't like where you are, do something about it. Move, change your circumstances. I screwed up when I was going to college here. I got into a good relationship. My boyfriend paid for me to move out of the garbage share house that I was staying in. I got fired from my job. And if it wasn't for me getting fired from that stupid waitressing job that I had at that conveniently Christian black-owned company, whose name I will not say, if it wasn't for that, I would have never had the push to make these YouTube videos. I would have never had the push to teach you guys about working, living, dating here. It's all a chain reaction, literally. Can you believe the basis of my YouTube channel is all from me getting kicked out of university in Japan? Yeah. After that happened, got a job. What happened? I got fired suddenly. If those things never happened, there would probably be no YouTube channel for me. I had a YouTube channel back then, but I wasn't using it. I uploaded, I think, 1 or 2 videos, and that was it. And it was just for shits and giggles. Had no idea of what I wanted to do with it. My initial plan for this channel was just to share about my life. I had no intention in giving you guys advice and making all of these little journal videos where I go into detail and show you my anger and my thoughts and my feelings and none of that type of stuff. It was supposed to strictly be, this is what I'm doing right now. Oh my God, this is so cool. This is so weird. This is so fun. Pretty much like every other channel out there. If I gave up back then, there wouldn't be this. You would have never met me. There wouldn't be a YouTube channel. Not a real one like how it is right now. It wouldn't be active. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. It might not be what you want it to be. It might not happen the way you want it to happen. You might lose things and people and jobs that you didn't want to lose. Those things still happen to me. I have embarrassing moments that happen. And parts of me, sometimes I do feel like, oh, I want to leave Japan, or I feel so embarrassed and so humiliated. And oftentimes, I don't even want to share this stuff with you guys. And sometimes when I post videos, I regret sharing them. I want to delete stuff. I want to take stuff down. But I remind myself that my bad experience can help someone else. And that makes it all worth it, knowing that by me sharing my embarrassing, humiliating story about working, or my embarrassing, humiliating story about dating here, it can help save another person from having to go through what I went through. I feel good knowing that I helped someone else. And in the end, I also get paid for it too. Don't limit yourself. A lot of you guys are like, oh my God, my job sucks. I don't like this. Nova's a crappy company. Interact is a crappy company. Kids Do is a crappy company. And you just leave the whole country. Did it ever occur to you that you could get a job somewhere else? Okay, maybe you do get a job somewhere else, and that job is bad too. There's only 2 schools in Japan? Hello, I'm the job queen. I've had a gazillion jobs here. Too many to count. I've interviewed nonstop. I've been rejected. I've had embarrassing interviews. There are jobs that I interviewed for that were so bad. Like, these people could make an entire YouTube, like, story time on how bad my interview was. I have goofed. And I'm still here. I'm still standing. Life happens. Every day is not going to be perfect. All feelings are normal. You don't always have to be super, super happy, super, super excited. Being sad, being angry, it's normal. That's life. You're not going to always be in the mood to go out and party and drink. You're going to have days where you feel sad and homesick. You just want to stay at home. But don't give up. Don't be a quitter. For a lot of you guys, when you were younger, you would have done anything to be in Japan. And even if that younger was 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 1 year ago, we all have that moment where we relapse and we rethink our decision to come to Japan. It's normal as foreigners. It's hard living in a foreign country, especially as an American. It's so polar opposite here. There's so many rules, so many restrictions, so much of a lack of freedom. Japanese people leave Japan to experience freedom. We come here for anime, fun, and guys and girls or whatever. That's facts. We're literally coming here to have to be restricted. It makes no sense to a Japanese person. Sure, they'll brag about their food, politeness, or whatever, but if you talk to an internationalized Japanese person, they wonder, why would you want to come here when you have New York and San Francisco? That's what they think. Why here? Of course, we have our reasons. Nobody ever is satisfied where they are and what they have. That's just life. It's human nature. It's God's design for us as human beings. But that's that. This is something that interested you. You wanted this. Don't give up on it so easily. You don't like your circumstances? Do something about it. Change it. That's how I got here. I've said this before, but I literally vividly remember working retail. I was working at Walgreens, and I was bitter and miserable. I wanted to be a pharmacy technician there. They hired this Indian chick who couldn't even work full-time like me. She was working less than part-time, only a few hours a week. And it hurt because I knew she got hired simply because she wasn't black. And the pharmacist that hired her, she was really awkward and weird around me. She tried to avoid me because she felt, I guess, kind of bad and awkward because she knew that she chose not to hire me and chose the other girl. So instead of just letting me go, they're like, oh, we can give you a cashier position. They even hired another person after her. So it's like, oh, so it's really personal. Y'all just don't want me back there. 2 people got the job before me. 2 different times. I was miserable being a cashier, dreaming of coming to Japan. And my coworkers thought I was crazy when I told them that. 1 year later, I made it. I did what I had to do to make it happen. And while my dreams and ideas might have seemed crazy, I'm like, oh, you're such a weeb, it's expensive, you don't have it, you're poor, your credit's bad, your ACT score's bad, blah, 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 blah. I did it. And I proved everyone wrong. And my goal wasn't to prove them wrong, but to make myself happy. I wanted this. And every time I've thought to go home, I look back on that. Do you really want to give up all that you've worked for to get here? All that you've worked for to stay here? I worked my butt off to stay in this country. I've been sued. I've been evicted. I've been nearly homeless. I've gone without food here. I've gone without power. I've gone without water. I've gone without gas. I've had the police called on me. I've had the crap embarrassed out of me. I've been touched inappropriately against my will in public. I've had the R situation happen to me. And I'm still here. I'm not telling you to necessarily, try to compare yourself to me or to, I hope these things never happen to you. But I'm just telling you. All of these things made me want to leave. And what I did was I told myself, okay, things will get better. Yeah, I goofed up and I missed out on that job opportunity. Yeah, I messed up that relationship. Okay, but another guy will come along the way. Another job that's even better. Another house. And you want to know what happens? God blesses me with something bigger and better than what I previously had. My apartment, my first place, was infested with roaches. It was awful. I had someone try to break into my house. Crazy stuff happened. I'm living in a place now that I couldn't even dream of back then. That I would have never thought that I could have afforded. I worked a job last year that I could only dream of. And as of the making of this video, I'm in the process of getting a job that's even better than that job from last year that I really didn't want to let go of, with an even higher salary. I used to feel ashamed telling people how many times I switched jobs. But now, I advocate it. If it wasn't for me switching jobs, I wouldn't have the experience and certification that I have. I wouldn't have the ability to share my experience with these companies, the information and knowledge of working at different schools. My resume has expanded, my horizons have expanded, my knowledge has expanded. I have experiences that other people do not have and never will have. To you, I'm stupid, I'm unstable, I'm crazy. But I have a lifetime of experience that others can never get. And thanks to that, I have knowledge and information that I can share to help others, including you. I am living my life for myself. I don't care about what other people think of me anymore. And you should be the same way. Your employer is treating you like crap. Quit your job, leave. Don't quit Japan. That's what they want you to do. It's like somebody bullying you at school. Are you going to drop out of college because somebody's bullying you? Some people have done that before. What's the better solution? Switch classes. Tell someone. Get help. Go to another school if you must. Go to school online if you have to. You don't have to base your whole life around your current circumstance, your current job, your current relationship, your current school, your current house, your current city. Move. Do something about it. Japan has so many cities, so many places to work at, so many people to meet. Sure, that girl played you and used you for money. Sure, that guy was a douchebag, used you for sex. But everyone is not like that. Every employer is not trash. I lost my job several times trying to do the right thing and help the companies I was working at, meaning well, and it was taken the wrong way, and I lost my job. With no warning. I felt helpless. I didn't know what to do. I was desperate. I had no money. I wasn't making YouTube videos back then. And I decided, you want to know what? I want to stay here. I'm going to fight. I'm going to do something about it. I didn't just throw in the towel and give up. And it's okay if you've done that. You can still come back to Japan. But don't give up on your hopes and dreams. Don't let someone else talk you out of them. Because that's exactly what they want you to do. You don't want the enemy to win. Do what you want to do. If Japan is your dream and your goal, fight to keep yourself here. You have to accept the fact that bad things will happen, that you will have bad days. Everything will not always be cupcakes and rainbows, as I said. You are going to have bad days. You're going to have bad months, sometimes even years. Fight for it. It takes working these crappy jobs, living in these crappy apartments, having those bad relationships to make you so much more appreciative of the good. If I never stayed inside that roach-infested, leaky, messed up, plumbing issues, no hot water having apartment, I cannot appreciate having this key entry apartment with gas stoves, beautiful view, 9th floor, security. I couldn't appreciate none of that stuff. If I let the fact that I had that embarrassing situation with the water company coming and my neighbors seeing what happened, all type of crap, stop me from being here, would it be worth it to downgrade to a crappy apartment due to feeling humiliated and embarrassed? No, it's stupid. Because my neighbors don't give a crap about me. They're not me. They're not my friends. They're not Japan. They're Japanese, but they're not this whole country. They'll move one day. I'll move one day. But it will be on my own terms. Don't let other people determine whether you like Japan or not, or whether you enjoy and like your life enough to stay alive or not. You're giving other people, other things, other companies too much power, too much authority over you. If you truly don't want to be here, by all means, go ahead and leave. I'm not going to judge you for it. But think about what you're doing. Don't make decisions based off of temporary feelings. It's easy to be sad. It's easy to go through a breakup and be like, oh my God, I hate Japan. I hate Japanese people. I want to leave. You need to calm down and think logically. How are you going to feel about this 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now? Sure, the thought of going back to the U.S. and eating Popeye's chicken and IHOP, etc. might sound great to you at first. But how are you going to feel about that a year from now? You're going to get tired of it. You're going to wish you were in Japan again. Tokyo is not the only city. Osaka is not the only city. Kyoto is not the only city. Kobe is not the only city. Sapporo is not the only city. There's so much more here. Every city is so vastly different in Japan. Every company is so vastly different here. You don't like where you are? Move. Change. Do something. You don't like your circumstances? Do something about it. You're not connecting to people. You're not making friends. Figure out why. Do something about it. You're having trouble dating? Do something about it. A lot of the times I find that the problem really lies within yourself. A matter of you being lazy and not wanting to change yourself, not willing to put yourself out there. You're going to face those same problems back in your home country. You can jump all around the globe as much as you want to. But until you turn around, look at yourself in the mirror, and realize, hey, maybe I'm the problem after all, it's going to keep repeating itself in a cycle. I can speak for myself. The biggest flaw I've had as an employee is not being able to deal with my emotions properly. I keep everything to myself, and then I explode, and I decide, I quit my job. That's hurt me in the past. I'm still working on this. I have not perfected this. But I haven't let that make me leave Japan. I've tried to talk myself out of being here. And at the end of the day, I tell myself, do you really want to leave? No, you don't. You're upset right now. You're going to be happy again in a month or two. You'll get over it. You can do the same thing. Your employer and your school wants you to think that if you choose to stop paying them, you choose to leave them, that you need to leave the country and that you have to do it. You do not. You most certainly can work another job. You most certainly can go to another school. You can marry another person. You can date another person. Your divorce, the end of your relationship, the end of your job is not the end of your career, your life. Your ability to date, your ability to make friends, your ability to get educated. Go somewhere else where you are loved, valued, appreciated. Sometimes the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, or even 10th time is not the charm. Do not give up. Because who's to say you're going to have any more luck in your home country anyway? It makes a great story to tell others later on in your life. And again, it makes you so much more appreciative when you do find the job, when you do find the house, when you do find the man or woman of your dreams. So don't give up on yourself so easily. Don't give up on your dream of being here. You can make it work out if you're willing to. You have to put in the work and effort. You have to be on your grind. You have to work on your resume. You have to put your foot out there to make friends, to date. Do what you have to do. Take the time to learn, educate yourself, perfect yourself. You're not attracting the people that you want? Figure out why. You can't be lazy, sit around, do nothing, and then be like, oh, I don't know why things aren't working out for me. What have you done for yourself to change your circumstances? For most of you, the answer is nothing. You do nothing and expect everything. It makes no sense. It's insanity. So that's it. All I want to say is don't let even your family and their friends talk you out of being here. If you want to be in Japan, you most certainly can fight to stay here. There are tons of resources to help you get employed here. Tons of sites and apps and people that will help you find a relationship, help you find friends. Do not give up on yourself. Do not sell yourself short. Do not throw away all of the work, effort, and energy you put into living here, working, studying here, and learning Japanese language. You will have bad days, bad months, bad years. But you can pick yourself back up again. Things will get better. They won't stay bad. And when things get better, they'll also get bad again. You're going to have ups and downs here. It's not going to be perfect every day. It's not perfect every day for me. And it's okay. Life goes on. Things happen. You become a stronger person. You heal. You get over it. I told you guys before on Instagram, and I think I said in my YouTube video too, if I let the things that happen to me, stop me, I would not have a YouTube channel. At first, I was not the clapback queen that I am now. When people would leave me mean, nasty comments and messages, I would delete the comment. I would delete the video. I felt scared. I turned off my notifications because of that. It hurt me. I wasn't prepared to handle that. But now I'm stronger. I don't care anymore. I'm grateful that I am living rent-free in these racist ass people's mind. And now I don't mind anymore. I'm flattered that you care enough to leave a comment on my channel. I don't care if it's hateful. I've changed. I've grown. And they're still giving me money either way it goes, whether they love me or hate me. So don't let your circumstances dictate and determine your life. They change. You can change. People can change. Tons of other places to work at. Tons of other places to live at. Even within your own city. The whole city is not bad because you lived in 2 or 3 bad places. This is the same city that I lived in that had the roach-infested apartment. I'm still in Osaka. This is the same city that I stayed inside that nightmare share house. The only thing that changed is my job and where I chose to live at. I'm on the other side of town. Simple as that. Do something about it. You don't like your life? Do something about it. Don't just sit there and cry yourself to sleep. Do something about it. Get the experience that you need to have the job that you want. Go out of your way to find ways to communicate and talk to people to make the friends and get the relationships that you want. Save up the money to have the house that you want. Work on yourself. Continue to do it. So that's that. I'm done with this video. I hope that I gave you some encouragement. And yeah, even if you've left Japan, you can always come back. Do not give up on your dream. Sometimes it takes leaving and throwing everything away to realize, wow, I really did love this country. Wow, I really do want to be here. So that's that. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, found it helpful, have any encouraging words to leave other people. Maybe you've left Japan. Please share your story, your experience, and your advice down in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would also appreciate it if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at comic95. You can add me on Snapchat at comicthesavior, and I hope you'll check out my blog at comic95.com. And I also hope that you will watch another video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.